So how do you get that blurry background that everybody from cinematographers to great photographers love to get with their cameras, but do it on a budget? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about exactly how to do that coming up. My name is Magnus, and if you like this content and you want to see more, definitely consider hitting that subscriber button. But let's get right into this video. So how do you get that blurry background? Well, today I'm going to show you 2 tips on how you can get that blurry background even if you don't have the most amazing and expensive DSLR or mirrorless cameras that are released today. Now, in order to do this, it's very, very simple. Tip number 1. Zoom, baby, zoom. Now, when it comes to this type of videography or photography, one thing that is important is understanding your camera. But if you don't have time to go over all of the nuances that it would take to actually learn how to use your camera in manual, well, one trick that you could definitely apply is zoom, baby, zoom. Now, I picked up this zoom lens. This is a 75 to 300 millimeter 4.0 to 5.6 zoom lens from Canon on their DSLR cameras. Now, this lens was 75 bucks refurbished, so it wasn't that expensive at all. So I've been able to get fantastic background blur, such as this shot that I'm showing you right now, simply by doing the following. First, I zoom in as much as possible to my subject. Second, I keep my subject and anything behind it separated as far as much as I can possibly get it. And third, there's a setting on your camera called f-stop. Now, you could either switch to aperture priority or manual, but get that aperture as low of a number as you possibly can. Now, the lowest that this lens can go when I'm zoomed in all the way in is 5.6. If you can get that f-stop number as down as low as possible, it'll improve that background blur and separation even better. But it doesn't matter. This is an expensive lens. Just zoom in as far as possible, get back, and of course, separate your subject from the background. There you go. And that's the type of shot I was able to get. Another tip, if you don't have that type of lens, or if you have a different focal point, or you want to get closer to your subject, another fantastic lens to pick up is this lens that I'm showing you right here, a 50 millimeter f1.8 from Canon, especially if you have Canon cameras. So if you've got a camera that you can switch lenses on, 50 millimeters tends to be one of the most inexpensive type of lenses that you can get that are considered very fast, which means you can get that f number as low as possible. This f1.8 lens will give you a background blur that looks similar to this shot that I'm showing you right now. Okay, so the second tip that I kind of hinted on when giving my first tip was separate your subject from the background. Get that person or that object as far away from anything as possible when it comes to your shot. So if you got the person right in front of you, put the background, make them stand as far away from the background as you possibly can, and I guarantee you that that background will be blurry, no matter what lens or camera that you're using. Don't believe me? Or don't think that this will apply to you if you're saying, hey, I don't have an expensive DSLR or mirrorless camera. All I've got is my phone. Well, guess what? These tips work with your phone too. If your phone has a camera on it, it'll work. Let me show you how. See this picture right here? I took this picture with my cell phone. I didn't use any special software that actually blurs the background. I used nothing but the lens on the camera, and that's it. All I did was separate my subject from the background, line it up, and take the shot. Pro tip, if your phone has more than one lens, use the zoom lens, the one that gets you as close as possible. Then back up and separate your subject from the background, and you'll get a beautiful background blur, even with a sensor as small as the one that your phone has. So that's all I've got to say. Definitely hit that like button if you want to see more of this type of content. And if you do want to stick around, I'm going to post some videos right next to me right now so that you can continue watching my content. And of course, as always, you can make my day if you subscribe today. This is Magnus, and I'm out. See you guys later. Special credit to Think Media team. They helped inspire this video. Take care.